Welcome to this explainer. All right, for all you future journalists out there, we've got a massive paradox to look at today. We literally have better AI verification tools at our fingertips than ever before, and yet, fake news is spreading faster than ever. It's wild. So let's dive right in and break down the anatomy of a viral lie. So why exactly does a lie travel faster than the truth? We used to think the truth would naturally just win out. The old idea was that if you write a solid, rigorously fact-checked story, it absolutely beats out a baseless rumor, right? Well, the digital world kind of changed the game completely. Let's look at why your future newsrooms are going to be constantly playing defense against misinformation. Back in 2018, Vosugi and a team of researchers at MIT uncovered a pretty terrifying reality. They found that falsehoods consistently, without fail, beat out facts online. And why is that? Because lies weaponize novelty. A totally fabricated story isn't bound by the boring, rigid constraints of reality. It is literally engineered to be shocking. The truth, on the other hand, well, it's nuanced, it's complex, and honestly, sometimes it's just a little dry. So, in an environment that is hyper-optimized for engagement, the truth is out there running a marathon, while the lie is sprinting. Okay, let's look at layer 1, the human emotion engine. Researchers Wardle and Durashin hit the nail on the head here. They point out something absolutely critical. Problematic information completely bypasses our reflective judgment. Bad actors actually craft this content specifically to stimulate you emotionally, way before you ever get a chance to evaluate it logically. Think about it. When you are outraged or terrified, your critical thinking gets hijacked. Before you'd even think to run a reverse image search on a photo, your brain's logic centers are completely overridden by pure raw emotion. We're looking at 4 main emotional triggers that drive this rapid virality: fear, anger, urgency, and identity reinforcement. When an article screams that some new policy is going to ruin your life, that's fear. When a totally out-of-context video shows a politician acting hypocritically, that's anger. A ticking clock, that creates urgency. And a story that perfectly, neatly aligns with your specific political worldview, that is identity reinforcement. Honestly, looking at this, it's amazing we ever scroll past anything without our heart rate spiking. But these are the exact psychological buttons manipulated content pushes to absolutely guarantee that you click. Moving right along to layer 2, how algorithms amplify outrage. Think of digital platforms as massive attention markets. And here is the vicious cycle that drives them. Step 1, the content triggers a strong emotion. Step 2, the user engages. You leave an angry comment or maybe you share it with a friend. Step 3, the recommendation algorithm sees all this engagement and rewards that post with massive, massive visibility. And finally, step 4, this highly visible, super controversial content generates ad revenue and becomes profitable. The very architecture of the platform literally financially rewards emotionally engaging and often completely false content. And that brings us to layer 3, tech acceleration. We all kind of obsess over high-tech threats, right? Like hyper-realistic deepfakes and AI voice cloning. But we really need to look at the low-tech side too. Things like simple clickbait and cheap fakes. Because they are infinitely scalable and just incredibly easy to make, they actually dominate our feeds, fueling this AI-generated engagement farming at a massive scale. As verification practitioners, you have to be fully prepared to battle on both the high-tech and low-tech fronts simultaneously. It's a two-front war. All of this algorithmic speed creates what researchers call a verification lag. In today's media landscape, a false narrative is published instantly and then amplified globally in a matter of minutes. By the time your newsroom actually finishes its rigorous fact-checking routines and issues a formal correction, that lie has already reached millions of people. The truth is constantly, structurally playing an endless game of catch-up to the lie. So how do we actually fight back and overcome this verification lag? Well, first, verification has to be a continuous process, not just some final pre-publication checkbox. Second, you really must adapt to multimodal environments. You got to be checking video keyframes and image metadata all at the same time. Third, layer your signals. Combine those contextual clues with hard technical analysis. And finally, use a human-in-the-loop logic. You absolutely need AI tools to process the sheer, massive scale of the problem, but you need human judgment to make that final, crucial call. So, you've seen the whole shebang. You now know the anatomy of the viral lie, from the initial spark of human emotion to the algorithmic reward, right down to the tech acceleration. Now, here's the provocative question I want to leave you with today. How are you going to adapt your own verification routines to finally outpace algorithmic amplification? Thanks so much for watching this explainer, and good luck out there.